on the
Oh, I
top
see.
screen.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Okay. That scared the shit out of me. I'm like, oh no, I need all this stuff. I need all this. I need it all. All right, Twitch. Let's see.
It got renamed on my end, but still. Oh, here it looks like it's live now. I'm seeing the red. I'm seeing it. Come on, Twitch Arena. It's live now. I'm seeing the red. I'm not seeing it yet. Oh, live, loading. Yep, I see it. Okay, and I hear myself like an idiot. Cool. You are on the news viewer right now, but
yeah,
we could just do the news viewer.
I just switched back. I forgot I was already on that scene.
Cool.
Cool.
Beans.
Wait a minute. I'm already.
Wait a minute. Hi everyone. We, by the way, are just a little bit early, just because this time Brian's going to be hosting the stream instead of myself, because as you can tell by my background, I am not where I usually am. I am out of town right now, so Brian's handling the technical stuff. Not the most common thing, but you know, the show must go on. I'm here, Brian's here, so bear with us. How do I sound in terms of volume? When Brian talks, how does Brian sound in terms of volume? You know, we'll make sure that's all hunky dory, good, right?
I just set up like everything within the last like hour before the stream, so let us know how things are. Hopefully our volumes are fairly level, but if they're not, just let me know, and I should be able to fix that. One thing I'm noticing already is we have black borders on the left and right side. I'm not sure. No,
that's just on your that's on your OBS because it scales.
No, that's live on Twitch. I'm watching.
I do not see those.
Really?
Nope. Maybe it's because you do like a. Maybe it's because like your display resolution is just too baller.
I guess so. Maybe it is kind of like a scaling thing. Oh well. Yeah, I guess as long as it looks fine on Twitch for you, Huey, then we're in the right start.
Cool beans. Everyone else, to everyone in chat, no letterboxing, awesome. Sound, I mean, I know my sound quality is low right now. Bad quality because I am not using my normal, nice, awesome, fancy pluggables microphone. Instead, I'm using a laptop microphone because that is how it is. But aside from those, things Gucci, as the kids say. Throwaway 771-7. Thank you so much for that resub 4 months in a row, by the way. Sounds good to Sama. That's a good sign.
Yeah, audio sounds good. Sounds good to you. Cool.
Beans.
Let's go ahead and get into the geek drop stuff. That'll come a little bit later. That's
we have quite a bit of news today. This is actually even not talking about that.
Yeah, this is going to be like a really info-packed show.
We're gonna keep it tight though. There's a lot to talk about, and we want to make sure we can address all of it. So we're gonna keep it a bit tight, maybe a little bit fast, but we want to address everything because there's a lot to address. Yep. And some of the things that we need to address take time.
Yep. So. Yep. Lunar Saba and Furby, thank you so much for these subs. Appreciate that.
Arigato.
Yeah. So the stream's going to be slightly rough around the edges, just because this is my first time running it, and I'm missing some of the more basic things such as sponsor GIF and that sweet new news transition that we've been using. I don't have access to those at the moment, so we're gonna have to roll without them, unfortunately. But hey, we'll make the best of what we have.
But you know what we have, hopefully, is that intro.
I don't have the intro, so we're not gonna have an intro. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so this is the intro right here.
Yeah, what you see is what you get for the moment.
Yeah.
This is why we started a few minutes early, because I wanted to make sure everything was like workable. Because I had a feeling it wasn't gonna be workable, but this should be okay.
Okay, well, let's get straight into it then. Brian, how's your week been?
My week has been pretty good. I can't really complain. It's been a pretty typical week, just with a lot of extra work, but it's been pretty good nonetheless.
It's good to hear. That's very good to hear.
Heck yes. Sorry,
my week has been
skating over settings for like the last 4 minutes. Sorry, guys.
No worries. Yeah, my week has been pretty good. I am out of town right now in LA for Anime Expo. But despite that, I am still hard at work doing Top Clack, doing all the different keyboard projects I have to do, some of which you guys know, some of which you guys don't know, and some of which you guys will find out soon. So a lot of exciting stuff happening in the community. And, you know, originally, I'm not going to lie, originally I was going to take this week off. I was going to be like, you know, Brian, I'm at Anime Expo, you know, I'm doing weeb stuff, being a degenerate. But, you know, a lot of things happened this week, and no, I decided I have to be on. Pack my laptop, pack my webcam, didn't pack a microphone, sorry, pack my headphones, and I'm here. So no mail call for me because I don't have any keyboard related stuff, just weeb stuff. So that's it for me for mail call. How about you, Brian?
Yeah, I haven't received anything yet. I have something on the way that's supposed to be delivered today, and it's going to be really cool. And if it does, actually, even if it doesn't, I'm still going to do a build stream later tonight after this show. So people that, you know, want to hang out with me and chill and build and stuff, I will be there building one thing or another. Either way, it should be really cool. But if it arrives in the mail, it'll be extra cool. I can't tell you what it is yet, though.
Sounds good. Sounds good. PMS Chicken, thank you so much for those 200 bits. With that, let's get to the news then, with no mail call.
Yeah. No mail call. So we'll jump right into the news just because we have a lot of it, and we also have other things to talk about that are really interesting and really big. So we're just gonna kind of go through the news in a concise way, but there is a lot of cool news. So let's head over to this. Let's see if I do this right. Oh, news viewer, right. Hopefully this is working.
I mean, preview. I mean, your preview is like head of ours, so it works on you. Then show on ours. I'm just have the delay. Oh, there we go. It is up. It is going.
Cool.
So Top Clack splash page. Nice.
Yes. So you're going to be on sharing those links in Twitch chat. We will be going in order. First things first. I'm the realist. So we have EnjoyPBT Slate going on. Some of you might remember this. It has been, I guess, IC'd before. I don't think it actually ran at any point. But it was IC'd by Heine Bush there, who's a designer in the community that also works on PCB stuff and etc. And yeah, it's kind of a grayscale set, basically, with some accents. I'm a really big fan of this. I was a really big fan of it last time, and I like it even more now that it's being rendered on the meme here. What do you think, Huey?
Well, when GMK Slate tried to run, it definitely had a lot of issues, mostly, you know, due to the perceived, you know, GMK overinflatedness, because there's a lot of GMK sets now running all the time, which can make it difficult. But you know what? I'm happy that Heine's like, you know what? He still wants to continue with this colorway, with this idea. And if EnjoyPBT is a way he can accomplish it, I salute him for it, because, you know, we've talked about it plenty of times in the past. EnjoyPBT is a great budget alternative for many people in the hobby who just want a great keyboard or a great key set without paying the big bucks, with, you know, a lot of advantages to it. So
for sure, yeah.
I think it's one of the best ways to make this colorway, make this idea go through. And maybe, you know, after it gets a lot of traction, a GMK version could be possible in the future.
Yep. So hoping he can keep the price fairly low, since he's running with EnjoyPBT rather. And we get some good compatibility there. Here are the color palettes, if that's something you're interested in. Let's say it does have some accents, just to give it a little bit of color. So you have, I guess, what is kind of like an RGB kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Lest my eyes deceive me, which they often do when it comes to colors.
It's like R teal B. Teal's greenish.
Yeah, I really like these teal accents. Honestly, those look pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for it. I like the accents with the set. So Heine, I hope it goes well.
Absolutely. This is kind of a must buy for me, actually, because I'm really big into these kind of simple colors that come with accents.
Rooting for you, buddy.
Heck yes. So next up, what we got here. Hold on. Where's my? Oh, there we go. All right. Next up, we have GMK Blue Samurai, which already, you know, has a baller name. So like, what could go wrong? Honestly, let's be real here. So this is a project started by Zombuman, who was apparently incredibly upset and sad and very emotional that Japan got eliminated from the recent World Cup. So
94th minute goal.
That's savage, man. But he was proud of the way they played, and he wanted to release a set that I don't know, honors that, I suppose. So thus we have a GMK Blue Samurai, which once again is really pushing these hiragana sub-legends that we're seeing more and more in this community.
I like this set. You know, I like the fact he stuck to, for the most part, you know, take out those accents, even though I probably would use those enter and escape. If you use this as a normal set, no accents, I mean, you got 2 colors. Nice, simple, clean.
Yeah. People really underestimate how good a 2-color set could look on a keyboard. See,
yes.
most people are like, okay, you know, your mods have to be a different color than your alphas, and then you need all these accents, and it's like, you can have 2 colors and it'll still look good.
1 second. I don't know what's happening.
Uh-oh. Rip Huey, hopefully. Anyways, because this is done by Zombimon, who also does renders and works on projects like the Nemo and the upcoming Vern. Of course, he did lots and lots of sweet, sick renders. This one, I like this one in particular, whatever this is. I don't think this board actually exists, but that's pretty cool. Got a little Tokyo 60 action in there. Heck yeah. So hopefully, I don't know, are the hiragana sub-legends just becoming too much? Now that it's been done once or twice, it's been, you know, it feels like almost every other set has these legends as well. Is this something that the community is like really after?
Hello.
I wonder. Are you okay?
Yeah. Thanks, Gucci.
Things Gucci?
Yeah.
Alright. So the sub-legends are too much, but not for this set. Yeah, I think the sub-legends probably work a little bit better when there are only 2 colors. It's like less of an onslaught on your eyes. I don't necessarily mean onslaught in a bad way, but it's I don't know. I like this. I like the blue. I like the simplicity of it. Hopefully this is something that can come to launch, you know?
Yeah. I'm definitely really excited for it. I want it. I want more 2-color sets, like the set that I will eventually work on. Hopefully I'll have an IC someday. I'm aiming for 2 colors because 2-color sets underrated.
Totally.
Let that be said now.
Totally agree. So, you know, if you're into this kind of set, then make sure you show interest on this thread, so you know he knows that you want it, and you want it bad. All right. Speaking of wanting it really bad, this next topic actually really took me by surprise, and I am excited to see where this goes. So this is an interest check by KBD fans, came out yesterday, and it's basically a Topre 9009 PBT die sub set. So to me, this is really, really cool because it means you don't need
no touch.
Why is this
no touch?
Yes, sliders. Yes, sliders. Wow, brain fart. So yeah, you don't need any kind of aftermarket sliders. This will work straight up with your Topre keyboards. And there's compatibility here for several boards, in fact. So the base kit will fill your Real Forces and your HHKBs and presumably your what's the Type Heaven, the cheaper one. I mean, not that people really use those very often, but I presume that would work for this as well. And there is compatibility kits for 660 and 980C, respectively, by Leopold, as well as the HHKB JP and Real Force JP, which is pretty cool. So it seems like they really kind of covered their bases here. And one thing to note, at least from my perspective, when you're using key sets on Topre, I actually don't really like using cherry profile on Topre with the sliders. I think it's a little bit too low of a key set profile to really get the best out of Topre in my experience. So I actually like that they're sticking with what is presumably the stock Topre profile here, because to me that feels a little bit better. What do you think about this, Huey?
I just like it for the fact that this opens up the potential for any colorway EBBT can do for die sub. to exist in Topre, for people to have other alternative options than the stock Topre keycap. Not that the stock Topre keycaps are bad; they're actually absolutely great and fantastic.
They're really good.
The fact that there's more options is just good for people in general.
For sure. It is worth noting that I don't think for certain this is EnjoyPBT. This could be some entirely new factory that is utilizing the Topre stem. So that's something to keep in mind. But either way, this is something I'm really looking forward to, and I hope you guys show support for this so we can actually get this to come out, because this is a big deal. This is a big deal. All right. Let's see. What else is a big deal here? Milkshakes. Milkshakes are a big deal,
they are
especially
a big deal.
if you're trying to bring the boys to your yard.
Heck yes.
This is a good place to start. So over on one of our partner sites, Novelties, we have the GB launching for the DSA Milkshake, which I was actually a pretty big fan of. I really like the kind of bright white and the high contrast ratio here, and all the extra colors that you can kind of throw at it. It reminds me kind of like Granite, which is like it's a very nice but plain set, and you just throw a bunch of other like accent colors on it, and it looks really cool. So
yeah,
definitely that kind of theme going on here as well.
I just like the milkshake theme in general because it allows the designer beep to be just playful with colors. You know, you like I said, you have this awesome, very simple slate that you can use. Color it up, Buttercup. Oof,
Mm-hmm.
Give me some strawberries, crushed, color it up, and half a banana on top. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
exactly. I think this is a very nice and whimsical kind of set. I'm personally a big fan. This is a set I would definitely buy and use. Prices seem about right for a DSA set, I suppose. Is this by Signature Plastics? I can't actually tell. No, sorry. This is by Keyrative, which is someone we've been seeing more of lately, which is cool. They recently did the cat profile. That's what they're working on right now. We got samples in. We can talk more about that later. I'll talk more about that later on Build Stream. But they're pretty cool. So Keyrative quality seems to be pretty nice, and the prices seem to be reasonable. You get alphas for $40. You get what are the mods, but they call them TKL, for another $40. So you can fit both standard boards for about $80. Then if you want to fit slightly more obscure layouts, it's going to cost you a little bit more because you'll need the specialty set as well. So about $100.
Not too bad.
Yeah, which is actually usually cheaper than DSA itself by Signature Plastics. So there's that.
So one interesting thing. So I definitely gonna have to bring it up. Normal alphas or weirdo alphas, Ryan?
I am all about the weirdo alphas. I think it really makes it a little bit more fun, especially if you are gonna be like one of those people that's going to buy the RBYP kit, for example, and just throw a bunch of colors at it. I think these new icon mods that we're kind of seeing from Keyrative on these DSA sets are really cool. Like this sideways sweeping arrow for the shift and like the enters and stuff. Like it looks really fun and really like smooth and really modern. And I'm kind of a big deal. I think that's a big deal personally. So. Definitely sticking with all the icons because that's just like it's fun. It's a milkshake. It's supposed to be fun, right?
Yeah. What is a bad milkshake?
For sure. So make sure you get on this if this is something you're into. The group buy will run until the end of July. So you got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
A little bit of time. Yeah.
Something I wish had more time is the Might of the Empire because.
Oof! You skipped one. Damn.
Oh dang it! I did.
Damn.
Oh no! What goes great with milkshakes? There we go.
Yeah, see that's an even better transition.
What goes great with milkshakes? Chocolates.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next topic.
GMK Chocolatier. So popular SA set in the past, presumably now coming to GMK format if the IC goes well. Zabuma's working on like 4 sets right now.
Yeah, dude.
How is this guy not too busy? I mean, he's doing Chocolatier. He's got the Blue Samurai up. He's still working on Hemon. He's got like 2 keyboards in the works. This guy is going way too hard. I can't tell if he's going too hard or if like he's actually gonna be able to accomplish all this stuff.
This isn't even his final form.
Yeah. Is Zabumon like really aiming to be like the most interesting man in the community? Anyways, going through
let's
here.
Talk about Chocolatier.
Yeah. So if you remember the SA set, this is basically what it looks like. It's very rich because SP's colors I think lend itself really well to food, surprisingly. So yeah, I thought it looked pretty good when it comes to the SA. I think the GMK version. Let me try to find some renders here. Sorry. Come on, Zombimon. Here we go. Bam. Here's some renders. Oh, they all just linked to his own site. Man, shameless plug. That's epic. All right, let me go through some of these. So here's a set with some accents. I think it's pretty nice. I've kind of always been of the mind that like a lot of sets with richer colors look better on SP than they do with GMK, because I think SP generally has a better color palette overall. But yeah, I don't know.
You know, I would still give it to Zamamon here because like Serica, he got like the best color match for that set, right? And I trust him. I would trust him when it comes to color matching a really nice, rich chocolate.
Yeah.
So I think while that is definitely a concern, when you compare the standard GMK colors to the standard SP colors, there's really good color matching going on, which he has shown with the sample for GMK Serica he can do.
Yeah.
More power to the set.
For sure. I'm not really sold on these accents though, because if I recall,
golden ticket before.
I need the golden ticket. That was what made the set for me. Because like it was like a fun, like Willy Wonka kind of experience, That golden ticket novelty enter for the SA set I thought was really top tier, and I would really like to see that here as well, because this whole accent color isn't really doing it for me on this particular set.
Oof. I wouldn't use it with that accent either, to be honest. But I feel like it is a kind of like a good shift in tone, because with how the SA one was set up, it was nice, light, whimsical, like yeah, go and take it. Now it's like this is rich chocolate for someone who can afford it. This isn't like your grandmother's milk chocolate candy that she gets from the store for like $2.99 for a bag and then gives to her grandchildren because they just want sugar. Now this is like velvety and nice chocolate, or like nice darks. It's the mature chocolatier.
Yeah. Okay, so here's something that's actually kind of interesting that I don't think we've seen before. He is considering an option to actually split up base kits based on where you are. So the core base set for US people will be different than the core base set for EU people, which is kind of interesting. Totally honest there. I think that's quite an idea. I don't know. I think that actually might be a really good approach, actually, for GMK sets moving forward.
He has a good reasoning behind it. Let's see how it pans out. I think this is a great example to see how this will pan out. Because a big issue before is, for core sets, how many EU keys, ISO keys do you really include? Because a lot of the times they want it. Will they order enough of it? Yay, nay, depending on the set. And people complain for this or that. If they use them 2 complete core sets, then this is a chance for everyone in the EU, UK, and everywhere who needs these will be like, hey, these keys matter to us for our reasons.
And something to note also here is that the EU set, at a first glance, contains everything that the US set has, plus keys for EU, which this actually probably benefits US users more than the EU users, because US users will potentially have a cheaper key set because they'll have less keys involved. Because in the EU, a lot of people still use ANSI, but in the US, nobody uses EU layouts pretty much. So it's kind of like bad because you can't really direct a particular base set at EU without including all the keys for ANSI and ISO. So very cool idea, and I'd like to see this go somewhere.
Yes, same here, same here. So, speaking of dark chocolate, there are a lot of dark things in the world, like the Empire, that the rebels are desperately trying to fight against, which brings us to our next topic, GMK Empire. Was that a better segue this time?
That was good enough. Your segue was good last time, it's just you skipped a topic, so it didn't work.
Yeah. So we're moving on to GMK Empire.
Yep. Coda, thank you very much for the sub with Twitch Prime. See that? Thank you. And Pudsey as well subbed earlier. Didn't want to miss that. Very nice. All right, so this is something I've been asking for kind of for a long time now. We've had white on black GMK sets. We've had black on white GMK sets. What we haven't had is a combination of the two. And
yes.
I think this kind of two-color high contrast set is something the community absolutely needs. I think it needs to be simple. I think it needs to be at a reasonable price. Because this isn't any fancy custom colors. This is black and white. Like this isn't something new, but it's new to GMK. Some of you might remember when I had the sample for the C70 by GMK, which is like one of their more custom keyboards coming out. It might already be out already, actually. But they ran a group buy for it a while back, or they decided to sell it. But either way, that keyboard was from GMK, and it came stock with a key set like this on it. And I was like, this is really nice. Like, this needs to actually be an option for, enthusiast members of the community. And, some people might have taken that to heart, and that's really good, because now we have an interest check for GMK Empire.
Yes. Yes, I approve.
I definitely approve. This is something that absolutely needs to happen, and hopefully it won't be very expensive.
Still a two-color set.
Yep, two-color set, and you get a lot of contrast there, because the black is very black, and the white is pretty white.
Let's make it happen, everyone.
Heck yeah, so show support for this.
Speaking of making things happen, things in the world that couldn't have ever happened without one of the most important elements to exist. Without this element, we wouldn't have life. We wouldn't have all the amazing things we have now. And that brings us to our next topic, GMK Carbon.
Yes. So, Carbon, iconic in this community. Arguably the most popular colorway in the enthusiast keyboard community. It's ran twice in SA, did amazing both times. It ran once in GMK. I think it's still like the highest selling key set, most units sold. They had it on MassDrop. Like, it was huge. And now they're back for more. More Carbon, says Topre. And I imagine the community is going to be happy to receive this. Not my most favorite colorway, but I definitely respect it for what it is. And I can see why people absolutely love it. So yeah. Carbon round. There's not a whole lot to say about this. If you've been in the community for more than a couple days, you've probably seen this set. You know a lot about it. So this is Carbon round 2, hopefully happening in the very near future.
I have this. All I'm going to say is I will get just the Boneyard Alphas. Since I already have the base kit, I just want to have. I just want to change it up. That's all.
Yeah. Sometimes
I think that's a good way to do it. I think it's great that there now exists like different options for people who had round 1, but want to change it up with something fresh. And he's included fresh things to also let people from round 1 who might want to freshen things up change it. So awesome, possum.
Yep, and just like in true Novel Keys fashion, there are desk mats going to be coming for this as well, presumably, judging by the Novel Keys X Tombury desk mats there. So that's been something we've seen more of in the community, and I think that's pretty cool because you already color match your case, your keycaps, your cables. Why not color match your desk mat as well? So show support for this, even though it probably doesn't even need it. It's probably gonna run either way because it's just that popular.
That is our Keycap set news. Now we're gonna transition to some keyboard news, and we're gonna kick it off with something, a little something that we've talked about when we ran an interest check. Has very controversial sides. It is the Kira80 with the Kira20, as well as numpad as an option for you.
Yeah. So, has the Kira TKL or the Kira 80 ran before? It hasn't, right?
Not that I know of.
He did a 60. Or Thesis Camper did a 60, right?
Thesis Camper just likes using the name Kira for all of his projects.
Yeah, Kira is a really odd term in this community now because there are like so many projects gone by the name Kira, and like some of them by different people, so it's kind of hard. So similar to the 60% Kira, this has very interesting sides, which is, you know, kind of a love it or hate it affair depending on who you are. I am not a fan, if I'm being totally honest, but I do appreciate how different and intense it is.
Yeah. I'm on the same boat. It's not for me.
Yeah, but you know, it's definitely a love it or hate it kind of thing. So
$400 US. You're seeing a lot more TKLs run these days. So you know, it's there to exist for, you know, the growing custom TKL market, and it's great that it does. Might not be for us, but there's a lot of people who like different looks like that. Just check it out. What?
Yep, typing degrees 8 angles, or wow, typing degrees is 8 angles. You meant what I know.
Yeah.
Anyways, for the numpad labeled the Kira S, it's gonna be $200 for a set.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, man.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
That's kind of a pass. I mean, it's half the price as the TKL.
Yeah. So no, thank you.
Group buy is limited to 50 sets of each, and yeah.
Yeah.
Estimated shipping, $62 for the U.S. It's cheaper everywhere else. Something to note.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool beans.
If it seems like we're rushing through the news, guys, I'm sorry. It's because we are. Because there's a lot of news and there's a lot more to talk about later. So.
Yeah.
And we have a time deadline that we have to be done by today for reasons. But yeah, so that's kind of why we're going fast. Sorry about that if that's a turn off for you guys.
Let's go next with an interest check for a 60% keyboard, because a lot of people like 60% keyboards. This is Koob's most recent project. You guys may have known him for doing the Pearl. Here he is with the Pandora 60%.
Yep, and I'm going to start off by saying this is an absolute win for me. I think this is an absolute home run of a case. This is something I will definitely be trying to get. It has so much that I like about it. I was a really big fan of the Pearl, but I couldn't afford it at the time, and, you know, 40%, not entirely for me, but I really, 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 really liked the design on the Pearl, and here I like this just as much. It kind of pays homage to the E6 in a lot of ways. You know, in terms of that middle ring, and, you know, accent colors for the rings, and that slight cutout at the bottom. This one's a little bit more aggressive on that, which I do actually prefer. So I think this is quite nice. You have your top mounted plate. You got a big ass freaking weight in the bottom. Look how huge this thing is. And then you have presumably a custom engraved tag right there that you can add, which is one of my favorite things about the E6. I also really like that there are cutouts for notification LEDs on the top right here. Don't usually see that for 60%, so I think that's pretty sweet. He does note that you have to wire it. You have to like actually wire it from your switch LEDs. But you know, that's a small price to pay for something that's pretty cool, and obviously you don't have to do it. So yeah, what do you think about this?
I like the concept of it, but I don't care for it because I have an E6 and I'm getting another E6, and for me the E6 exists. So this is like off my radar. I don't need something too similar to an E6 when I'm going to have two. Hey, the Mao one I have, which is awesome, and the all brass one, which I'll be getting soon enough. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Like I said, the Pearl. Like you said, the Pearl is really popular. A lot of people wanted a bigger board. I wanted a bigger board than the Pearl because 40%. Map. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Some things to note. He's hoping to keep this under $400, which is, you know, about right for a full kit. a couple. Well, okay. Something actually really important to note is there is no PCB included. You buy your own PCB, and kind of one of the small issues for that is the plate is universal.
Oof.
So universal plate, and you do not get a PCB,
Oof.
and it's hopefully going to be under $400. So maybe not the greatest price ever for what you're getting, but still not outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah. I know a lot of people have been recently just joining in right now, especially for the email. I'll say this again. There's a big thing that I do want to talk about as well. Not only about the GeekHack, but about the new thing that you guys are getting an email about. That big announcement, and will be coming very, very shortly. We just need to clear through the rest of this news.
We'll talk all about it very soon. Promise.
Yes, so moving on to the next big topic, which is one I actually really, really like, is the TR60. Because integrated plate, 60%. Come on. Come on. Option for a Bluetooth PCB. Come on. That price. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in for that one over the Pearl. Over
the Pandora, you mean?
Pandora.
Okay. Yeah. So similar to the Tokyo 60, this is it's got that HHKB kind of layout with the blockers on the sides. You have an integrated plate. What do we got? $120? Are you for real?
Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
Winner.
Hold on.
Winner, chicken dinner. Let go.
Am I reading this right?
You are. So, yeah, I'm going to probably join it when I get back from my little vacay if I still have money from not spending too much on my vacay. I'm down. I am down to clown with that board.
All right, so we got integrated plate, 6061 aluminum, which lower means softer, right?
Yeah, but 6061 is the standard for all aluminum boards. It's only when they're using 7071, that means they're using harder aluminum. Otherwise, all aluminum boards are 6061 or 6063, which those two are so close that,
yeah. It just makes me think because remember the 5-degree case also used 6061, and that thing felt like a sponge, man. You could like push dents into it. So that kind of worries me. I'm not sure, but maybe that's part of why they are so
It's
cheap.
120.
Yeah. So I think at that price, it's kind of hard to complain. Acrylic, aluminum, or brass back plate. I assume they mean switch plate because why would you? Or wait, no, I guess they could mean. I don't know how that works. I'll have to find a bottom pick. The Bluetooth PCB can only work with the acrylic backplate, so that's something to consider. Because if it's all metal, it'll block the Bluetooth signal basically. So you need that acrylic bottom, presumably, so that way you can get that signal out there. That's probably what this little cutout here on the back is for.
Yep. I'd definitely get a Bluetooth version. I'd travel around with it. I'd be Gucci with that.
It is available in standard and HHKB, so cool to have the option there. If this is really $120, that's really good. That's cheaper than the Tokyo 60. Winner.
So
compatible.
I'm in. I'm in already.
This seems like a win. It looks like you can get a Bluetooth PCB with it for $40, so not too bad. It does have an online configurator. Not sure entirely what that means. Other than that, it will be configurable online. Wow, you have an option for a hot swappable PCB. This is a really interesting group buy, honestly.
Yes.
QMK hot swappable PCB for $40. Cool. The group buy ends on the 10th, so only 5 days left on this. So if you're going to jump on this, it's got to be soon. Lead time's about 75 days, so 2.5 months, which is good, if not ambitious. Shipping costs will be invoiced separately before shipping, so hopefully shipping's not too much there.
Yes. Next topic we have is the round 2 group buy for the Zephyr. The Zephyr, ever since it shipped, lots of people have really, really loved the pics that have come out, and a lot of people, including Brian and myself, are regretting that we didn't get on round 1. So round 2 is available. Price would go up a little bit. That's just how it is because for manufacturing. The colors got reduced because it's harder to produce so many colors when it's really hard to determine how many people will buy a board that is that much.
Yeah, so a lot of people actually didn't know that in the round 1 of Zephyr was $50 cheaper. It's still expensive when you're looking at it just from a price perspective, but Zeal actually didn't really make that much money on the last Zephyr run, so he wanted to try to counteract that by making up for it a little bit here. It is an expensive keyboard. There's no getting around that. But that doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't support the value. there are a lot of cool things about the Zephyr. It takes, there's lots of machining time, lots of ins and outs that you don't get with other boards. So that's kind of the price you pay. I mean, it kind of sucks, but there's so many cool things going on with it that sometimes it's justifiable.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the price is high doesn't mean it's not value.
It comes with stabs, which I'm happy about. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
We will see.
It comes with a really feature-rich PCB as well, as well as that 5mm brass plate that is PVD coated. So pretty cool. He also added a color. He also added eggplant purple for this round, which is kind of interesting.
Dem perps.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to our next topic is the group buy for the CA66 round 2. Round 1, just finished it was still like a month and a half ago at max, right?
Yep.
Crazy turnaround. Barry, the main group buy runner, he's actually in the Talk Live Discord. As soon as it shipped, I've been posting my pictures of it, and a lot of other people in our Discord who have. Everyone's been like, Barry, will there be extras? Will there be round 2? And all he said to everyone was, don't worry about it. I got you covered. Winky face. And that's all he'd ever say. And this is why.
Yep.
Round 2 was, bam, right here.
CA66 was a very popular keyboard when it ran. People seem to be overall quite happy with it. And now if you missed out before and you've been looking for one, now's your chance. There you go.
Mm-hmm. So one of the big additions for round 2 is the option for a Bluetooth PCB, which I personally need to get because one of the main issues most people, including myself, have about the CA66 is your USB-C port is only on your left side. Rip.
Yeah, that was my biggest pet peeve about the CA66. I think that fully left-mounted, like literally on the left side of the keyboard mounted USB is not a good look. I think that's pretty bad, honestly.
I think actually it looks good. It's just not like it's more for looks than actual usability, for me at least.
Yep. So
check it out when you get a chance. I mean, it's a great board. Join our Discord, ask me about it. I will tell you all the things I love about it and the small complaints I have. I think it is absolutely great. For the round 1 people, So I think including that round 2. That Bluetooth option is kind of great because you have such a large amount of inside space. It's easy to fit a battery. Awesome.
Yeah.
So
good stuff there.
So let's move to the next group buy, and this one's it's quite the group buy. This is the LZ CLS MS. Hey everyone who's also joining right now. If you're joining because you got that email about the big announcement, it will be coming soon. We're just going to finish up the news real quick, and then we'll get to talking about a lot of very interesting points about the community that we want to address here on the show today, as well as some other things that are involved with that. I promise, if you're joining because of that, we will address it. Thank you so much for tuning in for it. We're just going to hammer through the news. Once we get through the news,
just a little bit more to go, guys. But news is a big part of Top Clack, and people want that condensed focal news point as well, so something for everyone.
Okay, so LZ, he says, hello everyone, here we are, 65% with key blockers. This is the 8 degrees, this is LZ, this is classic LZ.
Yep, and classic LZ typically means classic LZ prices. So
$435 for the base kits.
Yeah, base kit starts at $435, so Not the cheapest thing in the world, but classic LZ, a lot of people like that. I'm not a big fan of the additional blockers, like the blockers that go on after the fact. I think they always look goofy, and there's no getting around that.
Yeah.
But, maybe
there's not. There's definitely not. And that 4035 is before PayPal and before shipping, so that's going to be quite a bit when it arrives, but LZ has that definitely high reputation for high quality. So they may be really expensive. A lot of people feel they are very justified when they do get it. So first come first serve, 60 units. check it out when you get a chance. Even if you're not thinking of buying it, maybe check out and read through why so many people care about LZ, because I think it's worth learning about.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about another 65% keyboard. Very, very interesting. Polycarbonate. It's kind of like one of the new materials of 2018, not that because it's brand new, but because more and more people are starting to take advantage of it. And this is the Noxary 268.2 Polycarb at Zondat's shop. This is the Noxary shop run by Zondat, where you can get the polycarbonate base, you can get plates, PCB, and if you want screw and stabilizers. The reason the things are separated is sometimes you don't care to have stabilizers, and for the plates you have options for the plate, whether it be the 1.5 brass, 5 brass, or the same polycarbonate options.
Yeah. So like you said, polycarbonate becoming a lot more popular in the community. With the addition of things like the TGR 910 polycarbonate, the upcoming Salamander, the MX SS. Like, polycarbonate is just in the unicorns acrylic. Never mind. Sorry. But polycarbonate being something that the community has been really appreciating in 2018, it seems. So, always interesting to see more of that. It is $265.75 US for the polycarbonate kit, and that will include the case, the PCB, and the plate, and presumably the weight. Because I wouldn't understand why he wouldn't do that. So, yeah. Look at the prices. So he's got frosted. He has frosted pink, and then he has one called expensive for nothing.
Oof, I like it.
I
like it.
That's typical meme. Very nice. Frosted pink. That could be interesting though. I wonder what that would look. I really want there to be pictures on this. I don't understand why there's no real renders here.
He's working on it.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so, because this could be cool. Could be cool.
Yes. Speaking of things that are cool, we're just finished with that keyboard news. Now we have some small other news, including the big news topics that you guys who may be new, are tuning in for, which will be very, very soon. But first, let's start with a little teaser from our good friend Rama, because this is a kind of a big thing in the community, because stabilizers, you hate working with them, or you accept that you have to work with them.
Yeah.
And these are his teasers for his Staberinos. These are the Rama stabs.
Yeah, so
he's working on a new design for stabs.
This is really cool in my opinion. He's been working on this for about a year. I was talking to him about it the other day. He's working on this for like a year or more now. So this is something he's actually put a lot of thought into. And like, when was the last time you saw new stabs on the market, right? It's like
Zeal, and just random clones of Zeal.
Yeah, so it's something. New stabs is not something that happens very often in this community, and it could be a game changer. We don't really know yet. There's not really a whole lot of information here, unfortunately, but some things that we can kind of.
Hey, consider me teased.
Exactly. At the very least, this is a pretty cool teaser. It looks like they will be screw-in by some of these pictures. It shows effectively clipped legs here, so it will not need to be clipped, presumably, which is cool. These are supposed to be smoother. They're supposed to make less noise, and they're supposed to just overall look better.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, because from that picture you have on screen right now, the bottom part, you can kind of see where there's little ribs on the side, so there's kind of hopefully will be less friction points between the outside housing and the slider going up and down.
Yeah,
so I don't know how this will end up coming into effect in terms of the cost of molding that very small amount. But we'll see. I'm excited. I'm happy I got teased.
Yep, for sure.
I got teased.
More info to come about this soon. Hopefully.
Yes, soon. Like all teasers, he's got us in. Now we got to keep paying attention. Yep. Next up, though, is an interest check for something that Brian and I have asked for a long time.
Since Kailh has been, making V-band switches, we've been asking for this.
Box, PC mount, bottom. This is being an interest check by Donut Cat, and basically it's kind of like, hey, who's willing to pay the tooling costs?
Yeah. I think most people want Kailh PCB mount switches, just because PCB mount is generally speaking, better, with the exception of when it straight up doesn't work for you. But yeah, man, like it's something that should be there, honestly. And that's it's like the biggest fail Kailh has made in their new Switch lineup so far is just not having a PCB mount option.
So if you're interested, comment, send an interest, let Donut Cable know that you want this to happen.
Yep, absolutely.
So, next topic, and this is the last topic for the major one. This is going to be a really, really quick topic. This only applies if you have a duck board, okay? A lot of you who have duck boards know there's a spot for a weight, and boards don't come with weights. If you're interested in a weight, go to that thread. Smitty Steve, awesome guy, Arizona, weight options, go get it. I think it's about it. It only really applies to people who have ducks.
Yep, so it looks like pretty much has the whole lineup here. Viper, Eagle, Lightsaber, Jetfire, the TCV3.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let us move on to the reason I'm sure a lot of you who may be tuning in for the first time or tuning in for the first time in a long time are tuning in. The big discussion of today. Okay. On Sunday, the 1st of July, 2018, IMAV posted a post on GeekHack titled Potential Community Sale, in which he told the community he runs the community at a loss for maintaining the site. He loves the community, but he would rather, he needs to sell it. He's been offered $10,000, and that was of the 1st of July, the beginning of this month. Nice and early. And then things happened. Things happened.
Lots of things happened.
Lots of things happened.
This was such a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning, and we'll try to kind of paraphrase here. Let's just start from the beginning and go through kind of what happened. So I've actually read through like 4 or 5 pages of this thread, and so initially IMAV, who was the owner of GeekHack, presumably, like basically he owned it, and he claimed that he was taking a significant loss on it. Later in the post, he mentions it was costing him around $300 US a month to keep GeekHack alive, and a lot of people chimed in and were saying that is way too high of a cost for what GeekHack is, and like that it absolutely can and should be done for cheaper. He never really had much of a rebuttal for that. He just kind of saying the same things. Later on in the thread, it kind of becomes really painfully obvious that he just doesn't want to do this anymore. Like, he just doesn't really care that much about GeekHack anymore. He says he's been offered $10K to sell it. This was at the beginning. Several offers came in, moving forward a little bit.
One of the key offers that really, started the controversy and everything that was happening, or furthered it, was, Zeal, big community member. He's been on GeekHack for a long time. A lot of people don't know that, but he's been on for a while, okay? Zeal said, I want this to stay in the community. $15,000, I will buy it. And IMAV had a conditional yes. And then this is where things delve into heresy. While that yes, of course, is a non-binding yes, non-legally binding yes, he retracted his offer and started entertaining offers back and forth from other vendors, other individuals, which is very unfortunate. Like Brian said, at the end he wanted out and he wanted the money.
It was very clear that was the goal after the first couple comments.
Yes, so it's a bit unfortunate that this issue had happened. I don't. At the end of the day, yesterday, MassDrop officially announced they acquired GeekHack, and in their acquisition they did put a note about how things currently are, how things might be in the future, whether or not you like or dislike MassDrop, there in itself is a big issue of a community just being sold, just you know, all the years of work that is GeekHack summed up to a single transaction to a company.
Yeah, and originally before MassDrop came in, iMav was stating publicly that he had an offer for like $40,000.
45, I believe.
Yeah, $45,000 from an unknown company, presumably a Chinese company, and that he was going to take that because at that point he just wanted more money, and you know, sometimes you want more money, and sometimes you're going to just forego the community for it, and it's sad, but it's the truth, and you know, at that point, I think Zeal.
He posted a back and forth between iMav and himself, you know, basically letting the community know, hey, this is who iMav is. This is what happened after I tried offering the 15 and how much I tried to go and raise and match. And eventually Zeal called iMav out, and Zeal just, I can't do it.
Yeah,
Zeal is wrong and this is bad.
Yeah, Zeal was actually like really trying to push for this. He really didn't want this to fall into like a non-enthusiast hands, basically. So like Zeal was offering much more than 15K at this point, and iMav still apparently refused.
So yeah, so this current state of affairs, MassDrop owns GeekHack, and the most people are now saying, well, at least it's not a Chinese data mining company. At least it's just MassDrop. You know, at least it's. The way I see that personally is iMav chose the better of two evils, because that's kind of the mentality everyone else has. Everyone's like, well, at least it's just MassDrop. It could have been worse, and that for me kind of signals that's already a bad thing. Like we only feel good because it could have been worse, but it's still not a good thing that happened. And you know, I'm not even just talking about it's MassDrop. I'm talking about the whole fact that GeekHack became a transaction, and for me, that's honestly an issue. And with that, like, I decided something should be done about it. So a lot of you are here today. We're watching due to an email about a certain announcement, and I have this announcement for you all. Today, I would like to announce the official launch of Keebtalk. What is Keebtalk? Keebtalk is a home for keyboard enthusiasts online to share information, to support each other and our shared hobby, and to facilitate the making of better keyboard hardware by both hobbyists and professionals. So how did Keebtalk become to be? Keebtalk was created by 3 core members who've been deeply connected with this hobby in various ways: Angela Cashman, Ryan Norbauer, and myself, Huey Wong. We know keyboards are important to you because they're important to us. They are our connection to not only technology, but to each other. This ability to connect to each other has made us a wonderful community. Keyboards have helped connect us together, so it's often easy to see why this is, in my opinion, one of the best communities around. Sure, many of us may have differences, and we may occasionally bicker and disagree, but we still come together because we love this hobby and we love this community. But recently, because of all this that's been happening, you know, us 3 have been disheartened by the direction of mediums of communication in our hobby. This hobby has been accelerated so much by the hard work and the passions of the people willing to discuss thought-provoking topics, teach one another new knowledge, and push the boundaries of keyboards and input devices. Our goal with Keebtalk is to create an online space that gets things right for the professional community. With that, on behalf of my co-founders and myself, I present you all with a promise. We believe that our community has a certain spirit. We don't think the spirit should or could be quantified and auctioned off. Keebtalk is a not-for-profit entity whose sole objective is to serve the desires of the community, governed in transparency by a board of trustees charged with executing that mission. It is not and will never be for sale to the highest bidder at any price. We won't have ads. We won't concede control of our site to a single company and its commercial interests. Keebtalk will ask for support from large vendors in our community in order to provide a stable source of revenue. This revenue will be exclusively used to cover expenses and the continued operation of our community. One of our immediate objectives is to file a 501c3 nonprofit status. This will allow the public, anyone in our community, to examine and scrutinize all of our financial records for Keebtalk. Transparency is a very important cornerstone of Keebtalk, and this is our promise. If keyboards are all about connection, collaboration, and fellowship, it seems only fitting that those of us who care deeply about these objects should have a place to gather online befitting of that noble purpose. Keebtalk seeks to be that place. We invite you to join us in crafting the next era of this hobby we also dearly love. The best community that belongs to the community. I hope you guys join us at Keebtalk.
Yep. So a couple. What's up?
Yeah, that's it right. That's it right there.
Yeah, the site kind of died a little bit just because everyone is trying to get on it at once. So that's yeah. So this is obviously still a very, very young project. There are still changes and tweaks to be made. You know, you can always offer feedback. There's a section for it, of course. Another thing to note is this is not a top Clack project. This is something completely separate.
I'd like to address that really quickly. The board that I spoke of is the co-founders. It is comprised of Andrew Cashman of the Imba Club, Ryan Norbauer of himself,
Norbauer and Co. Yeah.
Norbauer Co. and Huey of Top Clack. And the reason us three decided to do this, and we care about this, is we want a community that has a checks and balances and that can be fully transparent. Andrew can represent vendors. Ryan can represent designers and smaller vendors. And I represent the media and, to a degree, people. And because of this, you know, the site could never be sold. It would take the site is governed and owned by the board, by the company. So technically it would take all three of us approval to sell it, but that would never happen because that's who we are, and we're hoping you guys will at least check it out. I really hope that you guys check out the welcome page. That is the mission statement for Keebtalk. That is one of the most important documents that we have on the website that, you know, really states what we want to do with everything. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously people have tons and tons of questions and suggestions and feedback already, and that's cool. That's fine. All good things in time. Like I said, this is still a pretty early project, and, you know, things can always improve, can always get better. So, I mean, if you have problems with it now, you know, just be honest, but, you know, be respectful as well. Anyone who's just saying, like, F this, F that, or, you know, this is shite or something, like, that's not really very constructive feedback. So,
I mean, I'm willing to answer questions. I'm pretty sure Ryan Norbauer and Andrew are also in chat. We're open. Like, that's the point of Keebtalk.
Yeah. It is, you know, here mainly as an alternative to things like GeekHack and Death Authority, obviously. It's a much more, like, updated kind of feel. It does take a little getting used to, but once you do, I think, or at least I found it a lot easier to use than something like GeekHack. It does look a little overwhelming at first, but there's a lot of integration there that is really cool, that I really, really enjoy. So, you know, give it a try. If you don't like it, you know, you don't like it. But, you know, give it a try. See what's going on. Maybe you'll find you like it more. Because I know if you look through some of the posts from the GeekHack drama or MassDrop X GeekHack drama, you know, a lot of people are looking for an alternative right now. They don't want to be on GeekHack. Like, even if GeekHack is not going to change or whatever, like, people don't necessarily. Not everyone wants to be there anymore. So this is kind of just an alternative for that. You know, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. We'll see. So
I'm going to start with some questions. I saw one from Texas Breakfast. How do you plan on improving upon GeekHack? So GeekHack did start many years ago.
2008.
And Yeah, 2008, and GeekHack has only been adapting to change, but it's never been a big, full change to help adapt to new things. With Keebtalk, we do plan on implementing ways to make meetup organization easier, to make meetup posts more visible, to help vendors with group buys and the information that should be transparent. One of the big things, for example, in our group buy section is we will have a rule where every group buy runner has to provide an update every other week or every week. I forgot which one it was. But yeah, like how often have you guys joined a group buy and nothing happens for 2 months? Kind of sucks. We definitely want to make sure that we can improve. And like I said, we're always open to any suggestions. So yeah, we want this to be a great community for the community, by the community. MB Surfer, Talkback. Would you guys still be reporting on GeekHack group buys, or will only be talking about Keebtalk, RMK, and other non-directly competing sites? Great question. So, Keebtalk is a project that I have with my board, Andrew and Ryan. Talkback is, other than just myself as a person, not affiliated with Keebtalk. Brian and I, on this show here, will still cover everything that happens on GeekHack, like we have in the past. That won't change at all.
Yeah,
that won't change at all. No.
Yeah, I guess I can understand why people might be skeptical about it, but like you really shouldn't be. Like just because Andrew is also the CEO of Input Club doesn't mean that this is going to be an Input Club project, or that this is going to be some kind of ad revenue for them or something. It's not. This is supposed to be a community project, and that's how it's going to stay.
Yeah,
it's not about money. It's not about anything like that. It's not about businesses. It's about people having like a really good, all-inclusive, modern forum that they can go to and talk about keyboards and whatever, and look up interest checks and group buys and stuff like that. So that's the goal. It's not a business venture. It's not about making money. It's not about ad revenue. It's not even gonna have ads. So like, calm down a little bit. Look at the bigger picture. Anyways, yes, maybe we should open the floor to a Q&A.
Yeah, if you have any questions, tag at TopClack. You can ask us TopClack stuff. You can ask me Keebtalk stuff if you'd like.
Yep.
Demo, you've asked, do you think this will cause even more division between people who are fine with staying on GeekHack and those who now have an option of going to Keebtalk? So a big thing is there are already a lot of people who are very upset about what's happened at GeekHack, myself, my co-founders included. And you know what? That's kind of a natural course of things. Technically people on GeekHack worried, oh, Ripster is starting RMK. Are we going to be worried about, what's happening there? Well, I mean, look at the dynamic between both now. Yeah.
Make sure you use the top Clack tag when you guys are asking questions so we can see it easier, please.
Setting the dark theme is really easy. You just go to your profile by clicking your image on your picture in the top right, and you can look at your settings and profile.
I just didn't do it because I'm one of the freaks that likes the light theme.
Go Blue Bro. How would Keebtalk be funded? Keebtalk plans on being funded. Right now, the primary way is speaking with the big vendors in the community and asking for a required monthly contribution for the good of the site. We know a lot of big vendors in the community just care about the healthcare and community of keyboards, and a lot of them have it in their best interests to support any venture that supports that, and we want to lean upon their help to fund the operation of Keebtalk. That is our immediate goal now for funding. TechSock, where is Keebtalk currently being hosted? You're going to have to ask Ryan Norbauer about that, I believe.
Yeah, who I think is still in chat. He was earlier, at least.
Phantom Taco, do you intend to reach out to other prominent members of GeekHack to try and bring more people together and prevent this from being a massive splinter effect and more of a unified front? I do plan on reaching out to many people that I believe, care about the community, and I want to definitely get their thoughts. I definitely wanted to have them, understand what we're trying to do and know whether they like it or whether they don't like it. I want to hear all of their feedback, because a lot of them probably won't care about it and they'll give me negative feedback, but I'll take all of that too. And some of them will give me good feedback and like what I do. And if they want to join, they are definitely welcome to join. So yes, we will be reaching out to many people in this community for a lot of different things. Hero Jenkins asks, how do you define success for Keebtalk? How will you measure it? That is an absolutely great question. Success for Keebtalk, in the eyes of our board, is, are we continuing to serve the community in a positive way? And from day to day, are we making efforts to improve the amount that we are helping the community? If that always stays positive, we are succeeding day after day after day. And if anything ever like slows down, suddenly we fail, and we need to reassess why and how to continue succeeding. C. Jansen, how do you see the community moving to this platform, and what incentive is there for ICs to be posted and updated into places? I see the community moving to the platform because many people will want to believe in our message, the transparency. A lot of people still don't like the idea that a community is fully just owned by a vendor, by a corporation, by venture capitalists, basically. For a lot of people, that's kind of a no, because a community should be for a community. So that is definitely a thing that I believe will help a lot of people decide. Is there incentive for people to post interest checks in 2 different places? Already, many vendors have to already post interest checks in our mech market, post a group buy or interest check in RMK, post on GeekHack, and a lot of the really detailed ones will also hit desk authority. We don't want to make this difficult for anyone, and we definitely hope that it's not too much of a hassle, but we want to make sure there are things in place and guidelines in place that will make it really simple and great for everyone. That one, Oscar asks, will this replace GeekHack or attempt to at least? I want to be a absolutely wonderful online space for any keyboard person to want to go to discuss keyboards, to run group buys, to run interchecks, to run meetups. I want to be a great place for the community. Will we replace GeekHack or attempt to? That depends on the community, to be perfectly honest. I just want Keebtalk to succeed. Kind of like how I mentioned earlier when I answered Hero Jenkins. I want to continue to help the community. And anything I do to help the community and continue with that is the goal.
Yeah.
Well, Chill asks, who will the starting moderators be? We have a few people in mind that we would like to ask. I will not name any names yet, but soon. We will also have an application form open for anyone who has moderating experience and would like to become a moderator. We'll also have a vetting process that we're going to be doing for that as well. Yep. Proximity, what are our thoughts on Ripster? I guess this could be for both of us.
I don't really know. Like, the whole Ripster drama happened before I got in the community, because that was like 2012 or 2011 or 2010 or something. So I don't really know like a whole lot about it because I didn't really care. Ripster seems like a very strange individual. I've tried to get him on the show a couple times, but he never replies to my messages. I even told him he can mask himself and hide his voice or something, but like he just wasn't having it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have very many thoughts other than that on Ripster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same with me. It's kind of the same thing. The most things I know Ripster for was when he initially started Reddit. He did a lot of keyboard and science stuff, and that was only for a little bit. And now he's kind of just been absent for a long time. So like, I can't think much of him because I don't know him in any capacity these days.
Yeah. Space Wolf plays with a really good question. Do you feel like you jumped to a conclusion and launched a site that isn't the best solution for the community because you felt it needed something rather than the best thing?
I feel like this is the best thing. I wouldn't have gone for this if I didn't truly and fully believe. Because one of the issues, like I talked about earlier about the GeekHack issue, is GeekHack as a community is still just a shell that can be just boop, sold, boop, canceled, any of those things. And that's without any oversight from the community. Like what IMAV did. IMAV sold the site, didn't tell any of the moderators.
Came out of nowhere.
Came out of nowhere.
Even Hoffman was like, we were all blindsided by this.
Any big option like that could just happen. And the opposite is with Keebtalk, we have measures in place to make sure those things never happen. So I believe at the moment that is the best solution, and I want to pursue this solution because I fully believe in it.
Yeah, and just to kind of add to that, GeekHack's been around for a while. It was Pudsey corrected me earlier and said 2006 is when GeekHack started. GeekHack is a pretty old school forum layout, and as a user, I don't like that. I spent time on Death Story, I spent time on GeekHack. I used to be on a bunch of different PC forums like Tom's Hardware back in the day. I don't like that setup, like, at all. It feels like really unintuitive. It looks really messy at times, and personally, I like the more updated look of Keebtalk. Also, side note, I have nothing to do with Keebtalk. I am not on this project at all. So I am seeing it like just like you guys are, basically. So that's something to keep in mind here. I have there's no like ulterior motives or anything going on here. I have problems with the site. I have things I really like about the site, but overall, I think it's a lot cleaner to use than something like GeekHack. So that's one thing that I really appreciate about it. It's not stuck in 1999. It's not stuck in 2004. It's not old. It's like it's so much more intuitive, and it's still being upgraded and bettered every day so far. Because I mean, this is only 2 days old.
Yeah,
the site came up like not even 2 days ago. Like, it's still really new, guys.
A 13-year-old girl asks me, why did you choose Discord, not something like Flareum, which would allow for a more traditional forum feel as an option? To be honest with you, I went with a suggestion put forward to me by Ryan Norbauer. I trust him very highly in these decisions, and you know what? I haven't had any complaints. There was a small learning curve with Discourse, but once I've learned it, I feel it is much more powerful than a traditional forum. Especially how you can do filtering by category and subcategory, and it's kind of very easy to have things go through as information. That's why.
Yeah.
Anyone uses? Is there a night mode? Yes. If you make an account, there's a dark theme. When you make an account, which I'm sorry if the servers are slow right now, you guys are probably like just really getting at it. We've already messaged for more bandwidth, more horsepower, the whole technical shebang. When you go to your profile after you make it, you can set a dark theme. NGB092229, what do you think MassDrop will do with GeekHack? Great question.
That's a great question, actually. In the very first post where Will of MassDrop comments and says, "Hey, I am Will of MassDrop, and here's my background, and we have officially acquired GeekHack," he says they have no plans to change like any kind of functionality in GeekHack. I think he actually quoted him at one point. Sorry, let me try to bring this back up. 1 second. He says, "Come on, there we go." All right, it says this change in ownership should affect a 0% change in your GeekHack experience. So,
at the moment, hopefully nothing. He did mention later that communities can change and GeekHack will possibly change, so that does leave the door open. And in leaving the door open, it's hard to say, to be honest.
Yeah, he uses the word evolve,
yes,
which I think is like a way better word than change. But yeah, it's hard to say. But I don't think MassDrop is stupid. I don't think they would drop 50K on this forum just to have it die or like just to kill it themselves. I mean, maybe they would. I don't know, but it's kind of an unlikely scenario, and I think we don't really have too much to worry about it, if I'm being totally honest. But if you are interested in alternative, Keebtalk, just like we've been talking about.
AV Mock is asking, are there any non-vendor board members? I am, and in a traditional sense, in the way we use vendor for our community, Ryan Norbauer is, but Ryan Norbauer more is really just an extremely skilled individual in his living room shipping out keyboards that he designs.
Yeah, I mean,
so I see him more of as representing designers, but he is technically a vendor. You're right in that. So at the moment, I am the only non-vendor board member.
Really splitting hairs though.
That is,
yeah, but yeah.
We do have plans to expand the board in the future to make sure we ensure a balance of representation in the community to a degree that we believe is valid and can still be productive. There is always the issue of if there are too many board members, too many cooks, nothing's going to happen. Big logistical issues. Desk Authority had that a long time ago, and that's why they went from a big board, gentleman's club, to back to a single guy. And we want to avoid that. We don't want to get and we also don't want to unfairly do things with people.
Yeah, this is something you shouldn't be afraid of, guys. Like, this is not supposed to be like an evil thing. Like, no one's trying to like, you know, throw ads in your face or take your money or anything. It's just meant to be a really good place to talk about keyboards for everybody.
Yes.
Like, there's no ulterior motives going on there. Like, it's not some kind of crazy thing scheming in the background.
By the way, real quick, I know the server's getting like really hit hard. For your activation emails, check your spam folder because I heard from quite a few people it's hitting their spam folder instead of their inbox. That's happening. So sorry. And if you manually move that from your spam to your inbox, that'll help Google Postmaster redirect those emails better for everyone else. Just saying, that'd be great if you guys could, if it does end up in your spam folder.
Yep. All right. Pinkroy2 is saying, you're saying that the community would move to Keebtalk, but people like me are on RMK, GeekHack, and Desk Authority, and Keebtalk would be another platform. What makes Keebtalk different from the aforementioned either platforms? Also, you ready for KBBQ in an hour?
Yes, I do have KBBQ in a bit. That's why with the hard stop. But so, yeah, there are lots of options for people to use, and they're all great for different reasons. What makes Keebtalk different? I will always repeat this. We have the utmost transparency. You know, we have the utmost transparency, and we're not owned by a single individual. There's a board that has a check and a balance system. You know, our board could never, the site could never be sold to like some just individual vendor or, you know, Chinese data miner, because that would require all board members' votes in order to do that. And if you know myself, if you know Ryan Norbauer, and you know Andrew, you know, we wouldn't do that. And if you don't know us, you can hopefully assume one of the three would stop each other. And with that, you know, and that's why we also still plan on expanding the board slightly to help with representation. Because we want to make sure that everyone can see what we're doing. We're going to be a 501c3. You guys will have full financial visibility into us as a nonprofit. So, I mean, anything we do with our money, how we get it, how we spend it, anyone can at any time request those financials. We will be a nonprofit. Also, quick timeout for me. I really have to use the restroom. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead. That's fine. So,
yeah, Brian.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. I think a lot of people overall, both in terms of GeekHack being sold, the acquisition from MassDrop, and this new forum, Keebtalk, I think people are maybe blowing it a little out of context and like maybe thinking it's like a way more insane, huge deal than it is. Camera, why are you doing this to me? Sorry, guys. Autofocus is not playing nice. But you know, I think people are kind of just making it like a little bit too big of a deal, and I think people just need to kind of like calm down, take a step back, and kind of just, you know, look at things how they are. You know, the Keebtalk it's not supposed to be something that attacks other things or people. It's just, you know, it's supposed to just be a cool place. Like, look at it for what it is. Like, don't look at it for anything else. GeekHack. If you like GeekHack, stay on GeekHack. If you don't like GeekHack, here's a potential alternative. You know, you can be on both. People are already on multiple platforms anyways. Like, people use Desk Authority, GeekHack, and RMK. So, I don't know. NGB says, can you please make it look better than GeekHack?
Hello, I am back. Can I make it look better than GeekHack? I'm working on it.
Make it look better than GeekHack.
There's a lot of things I'm working on.
I personally think it is already looking better than GeekHack.
So one of the things I will say that will be improved is the logo. I will say this now as a board member. I absolutely do not like this current logo. I am like pushing that. Like, we had a very short time span to make this logo, or we gave our artists a very short time span for this logo, to be perfectly honest, and that's kind of why we rushed it. I don't like the logo. We will improve that as the first improvement to looks. In terms of other improvements, we have a section where anyone can submit feedback. Open to it. We're still working on a lot of things on improving the site.
This is meant to be by the people for the people kind of thing. Like, don't be afraid. Just make it constructive, guys. Like, be respectful, be constructive, be positive.
Mm-hmm. Pudsey, hey, are we still doing a side episode this weekend? I'm down to clown. Sunday is my next availability because I am out of town until Saturday nights.
Okay. Bob Carl III is asking, how involved is Input Club with the moderation of the site?
Great question. Input Club is as involved with the moderation of this site as much as Clack is. The only person really from Input Club that is like doing those things is Andrew as himself.
Yeah. It's really important to know that this is a separate project from anything that the three board members currently are doing.
So with that in mind, you're never going to see, forced Input Club spam from the board. If it is something posted, it'll be posted like any other vendor. They won't have any priority or anything crazy about that. So. Yep.
Man, Twitch chat's blowing up.
I'm almost behind.
It cut me off a while ago, so I think I missed some things.
What is the incentive to join Keebtalk? What are you offering we can't already find in other communities? In the other communities, I feel like you can't find the perceived level of trust and transparency that we have. The three people who are part of the board, and the board owns Keebtalk. Keebtalk cannot just be sold willy-nilly like IMAV has with GeekHack, or in pure technicality, the Desk Authority owner could do with Desk Authority. We're here to do it all for the community and for the community. That is probably the primary incentive. If that's something that doesn't matter to you, then maybe you will like the community because of what we have to offer. We want to make it easier to facilitate group buys. We want to make it easier to facilitate meetups. We want to make it easier to facilitate information to help people learn. And those are the reasons I believe that are good incentives to join Keebtalk. And if for whatever reason those things aren't for you, I recommend checking it out anyways to confirm for yourself. But, not everything is for everyone.
Yeah. Like, people don't slam Desk Authority just because GeekHack exists. Space Wolf Plays says, isn't Clack a business, though?
Yes. In a really roundabout way.
In a very roundabout way, yes, we are a business. But again, Clack is not involved in Keebtalk. Just like Input Club is not involved in Keebtalk. Just like Norbauer's company is not involved in Keebtalk. Just because it has people from these things doesn't mean it has to be those things. You guys really need to separate that.
Yeah, and so we're here to present an option. That's this.
MB Service says, as long as you all agree not to allow Pudsey to be a moderator.
Oof. The funny thing is, like, 2 people have emailed that to me.
Nice. That's great. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to show off the dark mode here too, just because I changed it, but I didn't want to bring up all my settings on screen. So
Honeybush says, as a backup to this right now, the community can keep the board in check. Yes, they can, very much so. Yeah. Zambomon, what's the position of Keebtalk regarding shitposts and recycled memes? Great question. So honestly, I am working as hard as I can to help get some mods on board, because I honestly don't want to be hands-on with modding. To be perfectly honest, I want to focus on running Keebtalk and helping its success. In my opinion, position is stay topical where the topics are related. If it's straight up like a joke or just something iffy like that, put it in general where, it can be off topic. It can be a meme or, put it in general.
Yeah.
If you're like, oh, is this shit post? Is this meme okay? Put it in general. If that's your first idea. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like Reddit. It's just like most Discord or Slack servers. It's just like GeekHack. Like there's places for everything. So like just make sure you're doing those things in those places that are for those things.
Mm-hmm. Harold Jenkins, great question. Who funds the 501c3? The fund, like the creation, the paperwork of the 501c3, the board to continually fund nonprofits. It's the nonprofit basically has like no operating costs because we're not really paying each other. We're just paying for the server maintenance and server continuation and hosting of Keebtalk, as well as to hopefully soon expand the bandwidth. Because I know a lot of people have been like, "Oh no, haven't got my email yet," or like, "Where is it at?" So, NGBO has a great question. How if one board member wanted to bail, would the nonprofit required to be dissolved? No. So Ryan, Andrew, and myself know each other quite well. If for any reason any of us would have to leave the board for X, Y, or Z, all of us have contingencies in place. Like I said, we are already working on expanding the board. So I mean, minimum of 3, maximum of to be decided. So
yeah,
we have contingencies for that. But the 3 of us, any of us leaving at the moment, is no.
This wasn't tagged, but I came across it, so I figured I might as well address it. Big Dumb Hucky says, Brian, say holy chickie. There you go, holy chickie.
There you go.
Which is similar to holy diver.
Mm-hmm. Throwaway 7717. What are other funding options if vendors decide to stop supporting Keebtalk? So another funding option that we are considering to implement is any Amazon link posted on a Keebtalk would be injected with a Keebtalk affiliate code in which all those funds would be used to fund the site.
Which is helpful. And it doesn't cost anyone any more money. So
yeah, it doesn't cost anyone any more money. That's it.
Yep.
Let's see, scrolling down. Any chance you'd consider renaming it? Probably not.
Probably a new logo, though.
New logo for sure. Oh my goodness. Krellbit. We will not add deals. Oof. We're not that desperate yet. Oof. Real far. Is general considered off topic? Off topic is anything that's not keyboards and not keyboards into their related categories.
Yep. Droshna asks, can you 100% guarantee there will be no influence from Input Club or other vendors?
Yes, because I will kick Andrew's ass personally if he tries to do something that I disagree with. I'd tell him first, like, don't do this. But if he tried to do it and did it, I know where he lives. So, but to be honest, that's Ryan, Andrew, and I all talked about with each other. We don't want there to be influences from strong vendors trying to strong arm us for this or that. Try to get on the board to force our decisions, and that's a big reason why we want to expand the board to add diversity. Maybe another member of the community. Maybe someone who only works as a designer. Things like that to make sure that there's representation and checks against each other. Because for me, it would be horrible if, Andrew, great friend, but just used Input Club to take over Keebtalk and used Keebtalk as a voice. That completely defeats the point and why we even started Keebtalk. So. Crazy.
Yep. Brick Cubed is asking, are there specific places for group buys and raffles or tags that should be used, etc.?
Great question. We have actually a lot of stickies along the site. For group buys, under the marketplace category, there's a group buys subcategory. That'd be a perfect place to post group buys. Feel free to check out the any relevant stickies for rules and information there. In terms of raffles, actually, so there will be a raffle coming soon. But yeah, that's a good idea for raffles, because right now, general might be a great place for raffles, or if it's maybe like a keycap raffle, put it in keycaps. along those lines. At the moment, that's our idea of them. Yeah. Okay, let's go through. Where is that top left? What are other funding options of vendors? Okay, I did address that. Okay. The other funding options for anyone who did miss it would be the possibility of inserting Amazon affiliate links to anytime anyone puts in an Amazon link to the site. Harry Jenkins, everything. Oh, the legal fees. Yeah, 501c. That's all going to be paid through, vendors the way that it's planned to be made. Worst case scenario, all three of us will equally take the hit for the legal fees for the 501c3. I'm willing to put my own dollars in supporting what I love. That's not new if you guys have known me. Maybe feeds. Yep, definitely going to consider more board members. Dixie Mech, I feel like you'll need more board members for that trust of not selling to stick. 3 board members who are all friends. You need some outsiders. Agreed. We need diversity.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Nebula, will how these funds from Amazon affiliate links are spent be disclosed? Yes, because we will be a nonprofit, which means at any time anyone can pull any of our financials. Yes. Will there be microtransactions? No. This isn't Fortnite. We're not dropping off the battle bus today.
That game's awful, by the way. Side note.
Zambumon asks, as Input Club's philosophy is open source everything, will Keebtalk be open source? Well, Input Club 1 is related to Keebtalk, but we want everything to be as open and as free as possible. Depending on what you mean by open source, probably, yes. So, and Discourse, it's run on Discourse, and Discourse is an open source like thing. I'm not the technical person. Spaceful Plays, how often have you clicked an Amazon link on GeekHack? You're right, it's not going to be much, it's not going to be often, but, it's a very, very small thing that is very non-intrusive. So, but we definitely do believe in the future of this. That's why we have our plan. Kilgarth, I don't know if this has been asked, but will this affect Topre at all? Like, will you guys be focusing on ICs and GBs or on Keebtalk as the ones run on GeekHack? We have talked about it, but we'll definitely talk about it again because it's a very important point for us. No. Clack is not involved in Keebtalk. I, Huey, am involved in Keebtalk, but the Clack that composes of Huey and Brian, aka Man of Interest and Quakeums, is not. Man of Interest and Quakeums as Clack will still continue, still cover all the news we see on GeekHack, all the news we see on Reddit, and all the news we see on any other source we see.
Yep, exactly. Clack is first and foremost always information and entertainment kind of outlet. So we plan to keep it that way. We try to be very neutral, and we try not to be biased in any way. So I mean, we pull news from Reddit, we pull news from GeekHack and stuff. Like I don't really like GeekHack that much, but like I still get news from it for the show because it benefits you guys. So yeah, no problems there. Clack shouldn't change at all, honestly, except sometimes we'll cover topics from Keebtalk if they're posted there. Like, yeah.
Even though this wasn't tagged, I do see it. Tycho asks, as a 501c, would you accept support donations from members? I believe so. I don't see why not, and I'm sure you wouldn't mind the tax break of donating to a charity. I think that's in the pipeline. Check with the board, but I don't see why not, to be honest.
Avmok asks, will this form have a filter for low-effort interest checks?
So yeah, that's definitely something. Things like that are definitely something we always consider because we want to improve the quality of knowledge and improve the quality of content on the site. So if you have suggestions, always open to them. There's a lot of things that we are working on to help the site. Keeping the site alive, big thing. Keeping the site thriving, one of the biggest things. So if there are things that we believe are against helping a site, helping Keebtalk thrive, that prevents us from reaching success, then we will do our best to do something about it as a board. because that's the point of this build. That's our mission.
It's still young. It's still, you know, it's growing, guys. Just keep the positive feedback coming in, and you know, some things will hopefully just get better and smoother as time goes on.
If you're joining more recently, I highly recommend you check out this link, this welcome to Keebtalk. This is basically, if you haven't had a chance, the mission of Keebtalk, the why and the what. So
yeah, so to all the people that are you know, giving this a chance, trying it out, checking it out, providing good feedback, thank you very much. That's really cool, very helpful.
And if you haven't got your activation email yet and you've made an account, check your spam folder. Could be there.
NGB saying you might want to consider a financial expert on the board. If so, I'm on Discord, same username. Let me know.
That's something that we could definitely consider in the future, depending on how the funding, if, for example, things just ramp up in terms of amount we get faster than we can handle or know. That would possibly be a very, very good idea. Right now, we're taking it day by day, week by week, to make this the best community, to make this successful, to achieve our success. So yeah, hopefully the servers will start, you know, a bit faster and better now. Yeah.
That's always the hope. Just gotta push forward and try to make things better and better, and you know, if there are ways that, you know, they can be more transparent, you know, let them know. If there are ways that they can improve and, you know, have a better community feel, let them know. Like, this is supposed to be a very positive, helpful, you know, beneficial project for everyone. That's the goal here. We're not trying to alienate people. You know, we're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings or, you know, destroy GeekHack or Reddit or whatever. It's not like that. Anyways.
Yeah.
Now we're coming up on our hard stop now. Actually, we should let's do a quick sponsor spot, and then we'll head out.
This is a Top Clack sponsor spot.
Top Clack spot. Yeah, we are back in Top Clack mode now. You know, Top Clack does have sponsors, because otherwise we wouldn't really be able to do nearly as much as we do right now. So yeah, starting us off, we have Novel Keys. You head over to their site, novelkeys.xyz. You can check out all sorts of cool things. They got Box Royals in stock, pretty new. It's a pretty cool switch. They got the Hako Royal switches are a very new thing. They got Hako Royal Clears and Hako Royal Trues. I actually have a bag of the Hako Royal Clears. I haven't put them on a board yet. I will probably be doing that a little bit later on stream. Once this episode's over, I'm probably gonna, you know, grab a bite to eat, grab a drink, and then I will be back to do a build stream for anybody that wants to chill and hang out in a more casual setting. So I got these Hako Royal Clears, and I am loving them. Just pressing them in my hand. Obviously, that's not indication, but so far, so good. Excited to try these a little bit later. So make sure you hit that up, and you can head over to the apparel section as well and get one of his cool shirts, which are very comfortable. Who else we got here?
We have Beast from the East is the Frontier.
Yeah. So key sets.
Key sets. They have a ton. They have a. Oh my goodness. They've recently just shipped out Aqua, which I think extras are now available. They're also available on Novel Keys, we just talked about. But Z Frontier. They're also working on running a ton of awesome projects, whether it be key sets, whether it be keyboards. Watch out for the cat and cam profiles coming soon. Brian and I got those really cool cats, and we'll have our thoughts about it. They're going to be on Z Frontier. Z Frontier is also like the premier Asian proxy for anything worthwhile. So, come on, yeah.
Yeah, they've really made a name for themselves. And I was talking to them last night. Things are going really well for them, and they're really starting to feel that they're like super integrated with the community now, which is really cool because they've been incredibly nice, incredibly kind, and incredibly helpful to us as Top Clack, and we appreciate the things they've been doing for us and the community. So heck yes.
Who's next?
Also, we have Zeal Generation. I got it right this time. Hope is Zeal watching? I got it right. We got Zeal Generation. You can check out at zealpc.net. You know, widely known for his tactile switches, the Zelios, which have been very popular over the last few years. They've been doing really well. I really enjoy the linear switches, the Telios. I think those are fantastic, and if you're into linears, you should check them out if you haven't already. Round 12 should be starting soon, and hopefully that will show us the start to Silent Telios, or whatever he's going to change them to. I think it might have a different name. And of course, as we talked about earlier, the Zephyr Round 2 is here. You can pick one of those up if you missed it the first time. Expensive, yes, but you get a lot of cool things with it. So, bam, there is that.
Yeah.
And last but not least,
we have Input Club and Kono.store. Check out their awesome stuff. I should check out their shirts. Well, check out the Top Clack shirt, first of all, because that's something you should be adding to every order. But otherwise, White Foxes, Night Foxes, that waitlist for the X1, which is a low-profile Kailh Chalk switches, because a lot of people are about those Kailh Chalk switches, which I would get, and I would put some Chalk Jades in. Pre-order for the Kira is still going, and you know what? They are working on SA Bubble. Triumph Adler 90, which is like almost a must-buy GMK set, let's be real. So check those out when you get a chance. Brian and I are going to definitely try to hop on the Triumph Adler 90, hopefully sooner than later, because
that's a 100%er for me. Yeah, absolutely needed that. Someone did ask me if I'll be talking about cat profile later on my build stream. Absolutely. If you ever join one of our build streams, it's very casual, it's very chill. You know, I'll put some music on, I'll build, I'll tune. You guys can ask me anything, and we'll just hang out, have a couple drinks, you know, whatever. It'll be a good time. That'll probably start around 8:30 is what I'm going to aim for. So keep that in mind. I'll make a post on Reddit beforehand. Anyways, yes, thank you all so much for watching. And I know there's been outrageous amount of info, but we appreciate you sitting with us, you know, bearing with it. What did you have to add, Huey?
I want everyone. There's going to be there's going to be a post very, very soon on Keebtalk that's going to contain 2 videos. I really would recommend everyone to watch them when they appear. It's a message from Ryan Norbauer and Andrew. They each have their own video that they'd like to give a message to you all, to the community. I'll have one in the future because I'm here. But I highly recommend, you know, when you see it, go up on Keebtalk, please watch them when you get a chance. They're each 3 to 4 minutes, so it shouldn't take much time. Again, thank you everyone who supported Talk Clack. I saw a lot of subs say, a lot of bits come in today. Thank you to everyone who makes Talk Clack possible.
Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. So, yep, below the stream you can find links to our official Discord. You can check that out and hang out with us. You know, we're there all the time. Lots of people there all the time. You know, we talk about Keebs, we talk about other things. We post pics of food. We play video games. It's a really good time. And, you know, if you want to check that out, definitely should. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel below. We're coming up on that 2K subscriber mark, which is pretty cool. It's been a little slower lately, but, you know, we're getting there. So we appreciate any support towards that as well. We have more content in the future. I actually just made some life changes, both with like my work schedule and other things, so I can actually dedicate more time now to Top Clack related things. So hopefully that will improve some things. I'm really excited about it, and yeah, I look forward to it, guys. Ig Ballsack, which is a fantastic username. Thank you so much for all those bits. That is freaking awesome. We greatly appreciate it. All the bits and subs from you guys today. Always heartwarming, honestly. Always very humbling.
Last note before Brian ends the stream. Thank you everyone very much. I know I'm behind on the AODs. As soon as I get back from my little mini workcation, they'll be up. Cool.
Love you guys. You guys are fantastic.
Top heart.
Absolutely.
Top heart. I can't do a 2 with my hands.
I'm always bad at this. I just do it anyways. Anyways, yeah, around 8:30, I'll have a post on Reddit. If you're in Discord, you'll have even more info on the build stream I'll be doing. So check that out. Until next time.
Yes. Until next time. KBBQ, let's go.